Hi guys, welcome back on the channel. Today's video is a continuation from our armies videos. I saw that these videos were very popular, so I decided, because we included 3 armies in one video, and I saw that people were inspired by the photos. I decided to do a showcase and talk about each of these 3 armies separately. Actually, 4 armies we're going to talk about in this continuation of the army series. So we're going to talk about now what we're seeing: the northern armies of the English, the Scottish, and then in the 100 Years' War we're going to go to the French and the English. So here we see the nobles from the northern armies of the English. Now there's not going to be a big difference. Nobles were quite rich. Here you will see you have best William de Zouche, a very important bishop who was part of the Battle of Neville's Cross. You have Ralph Neville, a very strong northern noble. You have Baron Henry de Beaumont, another important noble. All these guys didn't go to Crecy because obviously Edward III was expecting an attack from the Scottish and he needed his northern armies. You have obviously Henry Percy, one of the most famous commander. Sir John Pudsey is another commander that's included, as you can see now in these photographs. And Sir John Widdrington is the 6th. These are all commanders who stayed in the north, had north estates, and were basically fighting every day against the Scots. Then there is no major difference in the quality of these very rich nobles. As we said, the difference in the 100 Years' War armies of the English and the northern armies is obviously that you have less knights, and I mentioned only 6 now in comparison to the huge number of knights that you have in Crecy campaign or Poitiers, and you will have a lot more different retinues. I'm going to mention the most important retinues. I'm going to mention them so you know to do your research. So these 6 commanders were a very important part of the Neville's Cross battle, but in generally, the battle between the Scottish and the English during that period, in commanders with great estates. Now, we'll go from the commanders and let's go to the retinues and let's go to the common man, where we said there will be more in number than you would have in Crecy. So the armies and nobles and retinues that took part in the battle and the Second Scottish War of Independence, especially in the Neville's Cross, when the majority of the English nobles and retinues were in France with the king at the Crecy campaign. So the defense of England fell to the northern nobles and the retinues. So what you see in here, you can see obviously previously you saw Sir John Coupland, that I forget to mention. His retinue is the red one. So what you see here, red, is Sir John Coupland's retinue. The remaining red, the other red men at arms, are part of the retinue of Sir William Heron Ford, another commander who was there. And the remaining red men at arms are part of the retinue of, as I said, Sir William Heron Ford. The man in blue, it's part of the retinue of Sir Robert Plumpton, where all these families were indebted to the Percys. So the Percys were the top. Also included in this showcase, as I told you, is William de Zouche, the Baron Henry de Beaumont, Robert de Neville, and knights from the Heron family, and Sir John Widdrington, Sir John Pudsey, as I told you. But these 3 retinues that you're seeing here, the blue one and the red one, are basically Sir John Coupland, as I mentioned before, and Sir William Heron of Ford is the remaining red, and in the blue is Sir Robert Plumpton. So as you can see, these retinues will be less heavy infantry, basically experienced men at arms of the north, but there wouldn't be the armies that followed Edward III and the Black Prince put the Battle of Poitiers. As I said, mix them around, make the bases look more realistic, and in this way I think you can avoid having all these robot-like basis. Longbowmen the same. You see, I keep them a little bit less armored with a lot of, not many plate or anything. It's basically longbowmen are longbowmen, and there's not going to be a major difference. The longbows of the north will be the same as the longbows of Crecy, and I think Claymore castings portray them beautifully. Very important, obviously, in the Battle of Neville's Cross, because they destroyed the Schiltrons, and they were very important in the warfare and how the English deployed their armies. So this is, guys, a short video but with more detail regarding the northern armies of England, and I mentioned you the retinues and the commanders for you to research if you're interested. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Next one will be the Scottish. Have a great remaining weekend. Bye bye.